Every human who has ever lived shared one thing in common: kings, farmers, scientists, warriors, children. No matter how different their lives were, they all ended the same way. They died. For 300,000 years, death has been the single most reliable event in human existence. Empires collapsed, languages disappeared, entire civilizations vanished beneath deserts and oceans. But death remained undefeated. Until now, because for the first time in history, the last naturally mortal human may have already been born. Some think that person is alive today. Others think it might be a child playing in a schoolyard somewhere, a teenager scrolling through videos, a young adult sitting in traffic, completely unaware. The era when humans died, and the era when they didn't. It sounds ridiculous, like science fiction, like the kind of prediction people have been making for centuries. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Unlike every generation before us, we are asking whether aging is actually a disease. And if it is, diseases can be treated. It sounds ridiculous, like science fiction, like the kind of prediction people have been making for centuries. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Unlike every generation before us, we are asking whether aging is actually a disease. And if it is, diseases can be treated, may be cured, may be eliminated entirely. Humans have wanted immortality forever. Are we finally close enough to touch it? And if we are, what happens next? Because the end of death might be the most dangerous event in human history. Let's start with something strange. Aging feels normal. So normal that most people never question it. Your hair turns gray. Your skin wrinkles. Your muscles weaken. Your memory becomes less reliable. Eventually, your organs fail. That's life. Or at least that's what we've always assumed. But imagine you owned a car. Every year, parts wore out. Mechanics simply shrugged. Cars just age. You'd think they were insane. Aging isn't an explanation, it's a description. Saying something ages doesn't explain why. 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 One of them is a jellyfish. The immortal jellyfish. It can reverse its own life cycle. An adult becomes young again. Instead of dying, it starts over. Another example lives underground. The naked mole rat. Most rodents live a few years. Naked mole rats can live over 30. They barely get cancer. Then there are Greenland sharks. Some may live over 400 years. Before Galileo, before Shakespeare, before America. And it's still alive. Aging wasn't universal. Nature invented dozens of ways to handle it. Some aged rapidly, others slowly. Some escaped it almost entirely, which led to an uncomfortable question. If evolution can produce animals that barely age, why are humans aging at all? The answer begins inside every cell. Trillions of cells are working to keep you alive. Everyone carries a problem. A tiny countdown timer. Leonard Hayflick made a discovery. Cells cannot divide forever. The Hayflick limit. Cells enter senescence. They're not dead. They're worse. Imagine workers who never retire. That's what senescent cells do. More accumulate as you age. Suddenly, aging no longer looked like destiny. It looked like engineering, a machine that can be repaired. But senescent cells were only the beginning. The real breakthrough came from understanding DNA. Inside nearly every cell lies a complete copy of your genetic code. 3 billion letters. An instruction manual built over billions of years. Every time a cell divides, that manual must be copied. Imagine photocopying the same page over and over. Eventually, mistakes appear. Tiny errors accumulate. Information degrades. Something similar happens inside your cells. DNA damage builds over time. Repair systems work constantly, but they aren't perfect. Eventually, errors outpace repairs. The system begins breaking down. Aging is often compared to information loss. Your cells gradually forget how to be young, forget how to function correctly, forget how to repair themselves. Aging isn't wear and tear. It's information loss, and information can sometimes be restored. That idea sounded impossible until Shinya Yamanaka changed everything. In 2006, Yamanaka made a discovery. 4 proteins could reprogram cells.
Two
Adult
worlds,
cells could become young
once
again.
apart. Magic and science, bound at last. Behold the ultimate synthesis.
Biological clocks reset. Age disappeared. Identity vanished. The cell became young again. The discovery won a Nobel Prize. But it terrified researchers because it suggested something nobody expected. Age might be reversible. Not slowed, not delayed, reversed. The implications were staggering. Could tissues become young again? Organs? Entire bodies? Could humans? Immortality stopped sounding like mythology. It started sounding like a research project. And that's where things become dangerous. Extending life isn't the same as extending youth. History already provides a glimpse. Life expectancy exploded. In 1800, it was roughly 30 years. Today, it's over 70. Humanity doubled its lifespan. Yet, most people don't spend those years healthy. Instead, we fight decline, cancer, Alzheimer's, heart disease, frailty. What if people lived to 150, 200? Without solving aging itself, you don't get immortality. You get centuries of deterioration, a nightmare stretched across generations. That's why researchers focus on health span. Healthy longer, not just alive longer. Because immortality sounds different when suffering. Now imagine they succeed. Imagine aging becomes optional. Not tomorrow, not next year, eventually. What happens then? At first the answer seems obvious. People live longer. The end. But history suggests otherwise. Every breakthrough creates consequences. Agriculture created cities. Cities created governments. Governments created empires. Industrialization created modern society. The internet reshaped attention. Artificial intelligence may reshape labor. And immortality? Immortality changes everything. Marriage changes. Education changes. Careers change. Economics changes. Politics changes. Even identity changes. Because almost everything humans do is shaped by one fact. Time is limited. Choices matter because life is finite. What happens when that constraint disappears?